Hi, I'm Sarah Foye, and I'm a volunteer with the Congenital Muscle Disease International Registry. Today, I'm going to show you how to register on the new platform. Let's get started. First of all, you're going to go to www.cmdir.org. So as you can see, this is the home page, and there's a lot of great information here. There's another video that explains about what you can find on this website, but today we're going to just focus on registering. So I'm going to go up to here and press the register button. Then I'm going to go ahead and enter my email. After I hit submit, it's going to send me an email for verification. So I'll be right back. Let me go click on my verification email. Okay, so I clicked on the verification email and it took me right to this page that says welcome. So now I know I'm in the right spot. First I want to do is create an account. Pick your own password and it's going to tell you whether it thinks it's a good one or not. Oh, I got a strong password. Let's fill it in again. Very good. And then I'm going to just start to fill in here. So this is the affected individual's first name. And so if you're filling this out for someone else, you want to make sure to put the affected individual's name in this spot. I'm going to go ahead and put in my name. If you notice that there's these red marks, exclamation points, those are fields that are required to fill out. So please make sure to fill them out. And then it says your first name, which means the person completing this registration. So for example, if I had a child, I might be filling that form out for them. The affected individual's name might be different. And then the person who's filling out, they could put their name. But since I'm filling this out for myself, I'm gonna put my name here. If you have any questions about, each field, you can just look at the words here that give a little bit more explaining. And so today I'm filling this out for myself, but there's a lot of other options of who you might be filling this out for. So you could just check at the drop-down menu. Okay, here we go. Let's begin. All right. Okay, this is a very important page, which is consent to register or consent to participate in the CMDIR, which is the abbreviation for a registry. So when you register for the registry, you are actually participating in research. So it's very important when you're participating in research that you understand what it's about and what you're getting yourself into and all the aspects about it. And to do that, there's a process called consent. So as you go through this consent, please make sure that you understand all the information and just fully read it and understand all the aspects of it. Understanding your participation and all these issues, all these questions, there's questions and answers here. Please make sure to read them thoroughly. If you have any questions about the consent or the registry, you can just click on this email or copy paste it and send us an email at info@cmdir.org. So just remember that your participation is voluntary. And want to make sure to read all this through. After understanding every aspect of this consent, then you want to go ahead and come down to the bottom and you want to select one of the following statements. I'm registered today. I was telling you I'm registering myself, but it could be a lot of different other situations where you're a parent of a minor age child or all these other options. So pick the right one for you. And for me today, I'm going to select this one. And then I'm going to indicate that I have read and understand this consent. So I have got all my questions answered and I fully understand and I'm ready to say, yes, I'm ready to register. Here I go. Ready? Yes. And then I submit. Ta-da! So my registration was successful and I am logged in. So just keep in mind that the registry is available in either English or Spanish. For me today, we're going to do the registration in English, but you can select that whichever one works for you. And here has populated some information. So the next section we're going to look at is entering the affected individual's clinical diagnosis. And because there's a wide array of diagnoses, you can start typing here to see if you want to find, oh, centronuclear myopathy, that's it. Or, oh, if it's central core disease. So that helps you. And the other thing is, if you just want to kind of look, if I take these letters out, you can kind of toggle through like this as well. There's just a lot of them. So if you start typing, it'll pull it up. The other thing is, if you are still working on getting your diagnosis, but you know you had congenital onset muscle weakness and you want to get enrolled, you can also enter unknown. And keep in mind that either yourself or staff at the CMDIR can help you update this as your clinical diagnosis might get further clarification, okay? So I'm just gonna enter one here today and then move on. And if, you know, there's a lot of new diagnoses emerging, and if you don't happen to see your diagnosis on the list, you can type it in. You can click unknown or just type it in here, not listed. And then likewise, so some people have like a clinical diagnosis and then there's a genetic diagnosis. And so you also have the option here to select the gene, and these are listed in alphabetical order. But if I want to zoom down to one below, I can put in the letters and find it that way. And again, if your gene is not listed, there's a type in field for that. And then you're going to put in date of birth. I'm going to tell you guys my birthday so you can make sure to send me a birthday card. And the other benefit of having this calendar is that the way that people put in dates can be different depending on their country. So if you use this calendar field, it's quite helpful. I actually accidentally put in 2020, which clearly I'm not a baby. So I'm going to fix that. Put in my birthday there. Oh, I have to click the date. Okay, so now you know when to send me a birthday card. Okay, I have entered the date of birth using that calendar. Click on calendar, which is very helpful because dates are sometimes written differently depending on what part of the world you're from. And this is an international registry. And this is gender at birth. So I'm going to select that, and then my pronoun, and then my city of birth. Please remember, don't include your state, province, or country, just the name of the town. And this is actually really important information for creating a tool that we use to share information and maintain privacy. And that's explained here in these the words below. I was not adoptive, but if somebody was adopted, you can click adopted and then enter the date they were received, he or she was received into care. I'm still living, and it has my name filled in here. Now, for me, the relationship to the person filling this out is self. But if you were, say, for example, a parent filling it out for a child, you can also include another responsible person's name. So, for example, the name of another parent, or that's just another example, or legal guardian. So that's an option if you were registering someone else. And then also describe that relationship of that additional person. So maybe it's mother and father or something like that. And then you can also include their email address. Then I'm just going to go ahead and enter my address. And phone numbers are optional, but it may be very useful to include your number. My preferred method of communication is email, but you can explain your preference here. And how did I hear? I was previously registered in the CMDIR, so I'm going to click that. But this is helpful for us to just get a sense of how the word is getting out about the registry. So the other thing is that because the registry can serve as a source of information for you, for example, let's imagine that your records are held you have your medical records and your contact list at home, and something happened like a flood or a fire in your home, and you ended up with a health issue and you needed to contact a provider, one of the things that you can use the registry for is to include the information about your healthcare providers into the registry so that you have it available at your fingertips. And the same is true for medical records. So today I'm not going to enter any healthcare providers, and I'm going to click this green button, save, because I want to make sure to save all my work. And ta-da! Welcome! This is my dashboard. All right, here we are. This is one of my favorite parts of the registry right here, is my data has power. Especially in the rare conditions, every single registration means so much. And so it just helps us to gain more insights. And so this is one of my favorite parts. Also, keep in mind that as more people log in and complete the surveys in their dashboard, what happens is as you start to fill out the fields, you'll get to see, well, what are other people with my subtype? How do they answer these clinical questions? Or, and you can get to see what other people in your subtype are answering that question. This is what I call the meat of the registry right here. And that is my research surveys. And this is where all the information, really like the heart and soul of this, is the data, right? So the first thing you want to do is there's options for sharing your data. And so one thing that's extremely important to us at the CMDIR is privacy. We want to gather data, and we want to use data, and we want to protect people's privacy. And guess what? You get a say in how your information is shared. So if you look at this survey, it's the data sharing opt-ins. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to show you all your opportunities for data sharing. There's this genotype phenotype study. Are you interested in that? That's definitely something I'm interested in for me and my family. So I'm going to click yes, and then save and continue. And then it's going to go through the other ones. What about CMD biobanking? And this is, we have the shared information with the biospecimen repositories, including with the Coriell Institute. So this is definitely something I want to do. So I'm going to click yes. And this is the tissue repository. And so you can learn more about what that is involved and then say yes or no. So I am also going to say that yes to this. If you'd like to know more about participating in donating blood or tissue to these biorepositories, you can check here and you will get additional information. So I'm actually going to check that we are already participating. So I'm going to check those two boxes. Okay, that's great. Now I feel like I really have been asked about how I want my data used and shared. Feeling good about that, I'm going to save and continue. Okay, I'm almost finished, but guess what? My survey doesn't count until I hit this big green button. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. You have learned how to fill out your first survey. So now I can keep going. And the thing is, I can keep going based on how much time I have. Maybe somebody's got a babysitter and I have plenty of time on my hand right now. I'm going to go ahead and fill out as many as I can. Maybe I don't like to sit that long, or I get tired of the computer. So I'll just do maybe one survey a day. So you can continue to fill out these surveys at your leisure. And if a while goes by and you haven't completed certain surveys, don't worry, we'll send you an email reminder asking you to please come back and fill them out. So just remember, your data has power, and thank you so much for being willing to make a difference by registering for the CMDIR. Be well.